Yeah.
He knows he's going
It's
to.
like
he's
Nathan
going,
for you,
he's,
but it's gameplay
gameplay,
for you.
gameplay for you. He's going to do something. It's going to goad you into doing the thing he wanted you to do,
Yeah.
and then he will be ready for it, and then you will die. That's
thing-
how it works.
The thing that Flarp does is that Flarp does not pick options that put himself in bad situations.
Ever. Never.
Nothing.
He's always
it's
safe
not
at the end of
that
it.
things
Like, look
aren't
at that.
punishable. It's that he doesn't pick the option if the risk reward doesn't benefit him.
Yeah.
So winning neutral against Flarp involves like hard calling out something and picking the one thing he's not trying to cover, which DDD is really good at. Oh, that's dead. Yeah.
Damn.
Is the projector delayed from the commentary, or is the projector and commentary synced up? Do you have any idea?
I'm pretty sure it's synced up.
Synced up? Okay.
I think so.
Because I don't want, if we actually talk about this set at all, which we might. I mean, these are usually good sets.
No, this is not bad.
This is a pretty banger.
This is a pretty good
This is
matchup.
like the thing that people tune
This
into
is a cool one,
SD
yeah.
for at this point.
This
Is
is what I would
Fox
tune in for.
Luigi.
Yeah. That's actually crazy that people are tuning in for Fox Luigi.
I mean,
I don't know, actually. This is kind of cool.
this matchup is pretty sick.
It's kind of cool, and I also always like seeing Flarp play.
Yeah. This
It's
is
always
also
exciting
like
to see
the
that.
highest level version of this matchup that's ever been played
Yeah.
in this game.
You never see this anywhere. We were just talking about this.
right now.
Who else is playing these two characters? Nobody.
Well, yeah, that's the case for basically everybody.
Very, very
in
few
PM
players.
that's not Olimar, which
Yeah.
is kind of funny.
But you
'cause
get to see
it's
this every
two
week.
Olimar players.
You can see this every week. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
tune in here at Smashing Grounds.
That's true.
See it anytime.
I
High level
need to
gameplay.
play less
right
Rivals.
here. Less Rivals and more
I
of
gotta
this?
play less Rivals and more of this.
Really?
Yeah, because I can't maintain both games at the same time.
You don't think so?
Not really. I think, okay, let's put it this way. Maintaining PM, I think, is way harder than maintaining Rivals, because the movement in Rivals is way easier. So when I play Rivals
You
for
think
too
you'd be
long,
able
it makes
to-
my PM movement really lazy.
So you think you'd be able to get back to Rivals very easily?
Yeah, I think if I
Even if you
if
didn't
I
play
booted
very
up
much.
Rivals when I got home, I would be about the same level that I was.
Okay.
So,
So like, if you're putting time into the game, you put time into this instead of
yeah,
Rivals.
I'm not really planning to put serious time into Rivals anyway. Like,
Okay.
I'm planning
I
to
kinda thought
play
you were.
a little. I was thinking about
No?
it. The
Because I was like, the other alternative is instead of playing more Rivals, less this.
Yeah, it's either playing. The thing is, like, at this point in my life, I think that I cannot juggle 2 competitive games at once.
Yeah, that's
because I
reasonable.
have like a job and other hobbies. So like, I think the game that I'm ranked in, or going to be ranked in, is the game that I should play, and then the game that I'm not ranked in is probably not the game I should play, unless I decide that I'm done with PM and I want to focus on Rivals for a while, which is possible. But the PM community is like my home, you know?
Yeah,
like
no, I
I
definitely
like
agree
these
with that.
people. I don't necessarily want to bother trying to get involved with another community. So
Yeah.
I'll play Rivals at events that it's at that are also PM events, but
Yeah.
like I expect to play mostly PM.
No, I definitely agree with that. Like this is like like being part of a community and being like, this is it, makes complete sense. Like
Yeah.
that's like a totally reasonable thing to do.
Tight battles.
It
as
is
they
type
say.
battle. They do say that. I've heard that about them.
These
Is
days
there
I'm a
a-
Luigi truther. I think Luigi might actually just be like kind of good.
No,
Like I think Luigi's like not a bad character.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
I think Luigi's bad for a lot of the reasons that Ices are bad. Where it's like your movement on the ground is like your only thing and it's very predictable.
Ices are bad because they don't work. Like the character just
Okay,
doesn't function
the reason
anymore.
that Ices were bad before.
Well, Ices were good before. Ices were like a top 3 character in the last patch.
You think the Ices were top 3 in the
Oh
last
yeah,
patch? Really?
yeah. I think that they were. Let's put it this way.
Well, what do I
don't-
know?
My
Yeah.
controversial opinion is that they weren't top 2.
Oh, all right. Okay. Then what do I know?
Maybe they were like 4 or 5. I think they had matchups that were losing. That
Why did I
were
think
like
they were bad?
I
I don't know.
don't know. They've
I don't
always
know.
been pretty good.
Okay.
They
all
were.
right.
I think they were nerfed from 3.6, and they were still like really good.
So pretty good. Okay.
The there's only so bad a character with easily accessible infinites can be.
Yeah, that's true.
Like there's just an upper limit to how bad that character could possibly be. I just think that there was a lot of people who chose to complain instead of develop the meta
Yeah.
against Ices.
Classic.
Like throwing all the other Olimar players under the bus. I was the only Olimar player who was consistently beating any of the Ices players.
To be fair, You did have practice every week.
Yeah, I got to play the matchup every week, but that means
Yeah.
I learned it.
Yes.
Like, it turns out, I mean, and it's also not like Dave didn't get to play against Olimar every week. Like, he had exactly as much experience playing against me as I did against him. And, like, I had a game plan against Ices that was pretty effective, and I don't think that matchup was that bad last patch. And it was, I mean, I thought the matchup was around even, and Ices had an infinite on Olimar off a grab from basically anywhere on the stage after, like, 20. And I think it was still a pretty even matchup because the neutral was just so unbelievably comically brutal for Ice Climbers.
Yep.
And now the neutral is just as brutal, but they don't have an infinite anymore, so I think the matchup is pretty much unwinnable.
That is kind of how it goes.
I think it is literally one of the worst matchups in the game right now.
Wow.
I think it's like, don't even bother.
Wow.
Tier. Kind of hyperbolic for the sake of discourse, but
You know,
I'm inclined to feel that way. It's just, Olimar just does not
get that triggered.
have to pay that much attention. So I believe Flarp won the first
He did.
game.
He won the
Yeah,
first
so
game.
it's 1-0?
1-0.
Or was that? That's
No.
dead? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to ask you about. Jet Hammer.
Right.
You've been experimenting with Jet Hammer a lot.
Yes. No, that
Yes.
was intentional.
Yeah.
I went into debug and I looked at the hitbox on Jet Hammer and I realized that I just didn't know where it was. I
Oh.
thought it was really small. It's not. It's just weirdly high on Deity. Like,
That's not a
the
bad thing,
bottom
though.
of the Jet Hammer is basically the bottom of the hitbox, but the top of the hitbox extends above DDD.
Oh, that's
It's
pretty cool.
Huge.
Okay.
It's just in a spot that's kind of unintuitive because you would expect it to hit better lower, but it doesn't.
No, it hits better higher.
It hits better higher.
Interesting.
So
So you're experimenting
move-
with uses for it.
Yeah, so
It also
I think
moves you.
that it moves you, and so the way it works is that the charge is 7 frames. It takes 7 frames to get into the charging state, and then once you're in the charging state, the hitbox comes out on frame 2.
Wow.
So it's just not reactable.
Okay.
I mean, it's not reactable anyway at 7 frames, but the point is that you can play a mix-up by just how much you charge it based
Yes.
on how long the move is. So you can often catch panic options by just
Yeah.
holding
It
it for
comes out on
longer.
frame 2 once it. That's actually
Once
really
it's
cool.
once
So
you're in the
it's-
charging state, the hitbox comes out on frame 2.
So even though it
Oh
has
my
a
god,
lot of startup,
that game ended so fast
that was,
compared to when we
yeah,
started.
it really evaporated, didn't it?
Um,
It was, but like, so even though it takes like, it has like a fairly like not like a long startup, it's 7 frames of startup.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It can have up to like as many frames startup as
so
you want.
basically, the move is between 9 and like infinity frames because you can hold
Yes.
it forever.
Exactly.
Which is actually an interesting thing.
That is kind of cool
because
because it's like you can't like.
it's
plan
so
around it.
large that
Yeah.
you can often just kind of stand next to somebody's shield and just like wait for them to do something.
Yeah.
The thing that I was experimenting with that I didn't do against Thalia at all because I wasn't thinking about it, but I think that out of up throw, it's better than fair against fast followers because it sends at a better angle.
Okay.
The angle is much more horizontal. So I think that there's something to be done with that. I think that it covers certain recovery options pretty well. It just has so much end lag. I just really, really wish they gave it a small end lag buff in the last patch because it's like it's DDD. He's not a good character anyway.
Right.
But like,
But
I
also
don't know.
like.
It's hard for me to complain about DDD. I think he's in a fine spot. I think he's about as good as the character should be allowed to be.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which is like a solid counter pick option, but not a character with like great general matchups.
Yeah. Not a character that you should main.
Sorry, I was listening to what Thalia was saying. Or at least I was trying to, but it was too far away that I didn't hear it.
The other thing that I was gonna say is, can you use it like you? So like you, Beaver's pluck as you're falling a lot, and as Olimar.
Yeah.
To like mix up movement.
Yeah.
Can you be falling one way in Beer versus Jet Hammer?
So, in theory, yeah, but in reality, because the hitbox is so high on DDD, I don't think it's that useful.
Okay.
Because the B-reverse option, a move that you would want to use in that situation, you want it to hit below first.
Yep. Exactly. Okay. That makes sense.
So, because you have to fall past your opponent in order for the hitbox to actually hit.
Yeah. So
So I don't think
there's no
that's
reason for that. Okay.
particularly useful.
And you don't like go flying when you Beer versus Jet
No,
Hammer.
it does some
Because
funny stuff.
if it moves you a lot, then maybe it's just like good.
It does have like it
for
has
other
some
reasons.
weird momentum properties.
Yeah.
That was tough.
Too bad.
It has some
Even
weird
the
momentum
gameplay.
properties. Like if you jump from ledge and Jet Hammer, you go like to center stage immediately.
Yeah.
Off your
Yeah, I noticed
like
you doing
jump,
that a couple of
which
times,
is like
yeah.
funny.
It's like it's
a thing
funny.